that you are in love with. We're moving on to the sweater that both Marla and I threw on. And by the way, hello to Dee, hi to Miss Wanda, Marianne is on as well. Thank you for getting social with us. Of course, if you have any questions for Marla, I'm happy to monitor that chat and give you a little shout out. Okay. So here's the sweater we're featuring now. And Marla, if you are a fan of the butterfly tees, which are your best selling, if I could buy them in every single color, I absolutely will. This is the same kind of feel because it hugs you in all the right places. And then you don't have to worry about your belly. You don't have to worry about your hips. It is extraordinary. Brand new, by the way.
Well, I love this piece, and I have to tell you about it. So this is another cotton viscose blend, so it's a perfect piece. I did do a long sleeve, so I want you to see that. And how I wear it right now, ba-doom, ba-doom. And as it gets colder in Colorado, those sleeves are going to come down. But it's got some really interesting features. Do you see how there's a contrast here, right? Throughout it, it's color blocked. So I want you to know the collar is designed so that you do see this color, this contrast color coming out. It's a true boat neck. But I wanted you to see that little bit of detail so it's supposed to curl forward. Mm-hmm. That's what it's supposed to do so that you get that contrast color. And then there's all sorts of neat detailing. We have our color block poncho that we do, the mixed media poncho that we had on earlier today, and it's so popular. And this really takes off where that one takes us forward from that piece, which we wear for the summer. You've got a little bit, if you see, there's a little detail here where we drop down the primary color on it. So there's a little detail there. So it's not straight across, a little special detail. And then you've got the color blocking at the bottom. And if you notice on the sleeve, there is a teeny tiny little bit of the color, the contrast color on the sleeve. So the whole idea behind this piece is the contrast color. So I want to read you a review, classy and unique. This is an amazing new look in a sweater. I'm completely over the high-low hems, etc. And this is not the same old, same old. This is a delicate knit with a lovely hand and drape. It's unique and flattering. Definitely one of my favorite new fall additions to my wardrobe. So I want to thank you for that review. And I want you to see all the details that we brought that special little piece down in the front, just a little special designer touch, that the collar does roll forward. It gives you a nice high collar, right? But it rolls forward. And I think, to me, a boat neck is so flattering. I just think it's flattering on every woman. So it's one of my faves in this collection. You got my favorite topper and my favorite sweater, so what can I tell you?
And wait till you see it on Kenya. That's what I want you to see. It looks absolutely great. And by the way, Kenya's wearing that essential crepe pant, which I've never seen in the $30 range. So let's talk about the sizing here. Extra small through 3X. This is 47% cotton, 34 viscose, then 16 nylon, 3 elastane. So it's really basically over 80% breathable and soft and smooth to the touch. It is absolutely delightful to wear. I really love this one, but we are very limited. So I have, Kevin, you said fewer than, okay, so 800 is all I have left. Here's your Oyster. If you've bought that topper that we just showed you, that fine gauge topper, it works beautifully with, but clearly this is a piece that stands alone and is so unbelievably flattering. So that's your Oyster. Of course, we've got it in the port, which you're seeing on me, and then we also have it in the black. 22 inches in the length, so 22 and a half, and that's the front. And remember, on the back, 27 inches. And Marla, once again, so flattering on a woman's body because it hugs you where it needs to. And then it A-lines beautifully, which you do so masterfully.
So let's talk about what you'd wear this with depending on your shape, right? So this does come up higher in the front. Now, Kenya's a little bustier than I am. So, you know, our breasts pick things up in the front, right? So the length on something is going to depend on how busty you are or aren't. For me, this is covering all the business, so I love that about it, but you could always throw one of my little chiffon tanks under it if you want more length. I personally like it a little bit shorter in the front these days, but I like my tushy covered, which this does, which you can't see, but trust me, it's covered, okay? And so I love that about it. Here's the things I love this with. I love this with my new knit Ponte. I love it with the essential knit crepe pant. It'll go great with your flatter fit. And you know what you're totally going to love it with? a pair of jeans, right? Because it gives you just something a little extra special. I think this is a great way to kind of launch into fall, but in a very breathable knit. But you're going to find more and more and more. I'm going to do a lot of cotton in my sweaters because it breathes. And we're all a bunch of walking microclimates living in on a planet that seems to be a microclimate. So I just want us to, no matter what climate you're in at any given moment, for it to fit. I can't wait to see. Oh, yes. So Sonia has on a white pant too with it. Look how great that is.
It does not accentuate your tummy, so it hugs you on your breast area, but it A-lines out, Marla. So, you know, everybody feels really confident in this thing. The longer sides, that kind of butterfly or handkerchief hem, really slims your hips as well. And please remember, this one's one of my most limited. It is very popular right now. The port is in the lead. If you want this one, order it. And you know what, if you can't make up your mind on color, get the color on Kenya, that black is, you will wear it with, as Marla said, your jeans, any bright red jeans, you know, your essential pant, Marla's flatter fit. There are so many ways to wear this, but I promise you, as one of the reviewers said, it's gonna be one of your favorite fall pieces or transitional pieces, because Marla, it breathes, it feels really good, doesn't matter what microclimate you're in, as you said, and at the end of the day, it's that perfect transition, because it will keep you warm, you know, as you feel the crisp in the air as well. So very, very limited on this one. On its way out with, Kevin, you said fewer than 800 now? 750. If you want the Oyster, very, very popular. Final 100 remaining, Marla. They're loving this one. Of course, the port is in the lead, so what a beautiful color, and I think on all women, all complexions, all age. And then, of course, you can never go wrong with that because it's so chic in the black. 712034 is your item number. And by the way, hand wash and then dry flat on this one as well. Are you there, Ms.
You know what? When I was living in Paris, there was a woman who was a very good friend of a friend of mine. And every time I saw her, she was in a cream or an oyster or a white. And I said to my friend Yafa one day, that woman looks like she's so rich. And my friend Yafa said, well, she is. And I thought to myself, there's something about these creams and the sands and the beiges and the whites. They just look like rich lady clothes, and you just don't have to be a rich lady to afford these. It was so funny the way I looked at it. It just makes her look so rich. And Yafa just looked at me and said, well, like she is. And I thought, well, I want to be able to dress like that, even if I'm not. And I do find that I've started a moratorium for myself because my closet was like the dark hole from hell. It was just all black pants, black everything, black this, black that. And so I've been bringing in these colors like the port, like Merlot's, but particularly the color that Sonia's wearing. And I love, do you see how that white peeks over on both the black in the neckline?
Right,
in
just
both
curls
the white
over.
and, right, it just curls over. So when that does that, don't think that's a boo-boo. We did that on purpose.
Marla, by the way, you are in good company with that oyster color. We've lost the extra small. So Kevin, you said small through 3X available? So now, now medium through 3X only. If you're loving that oyster color, get in the ordering process. Of course, look, many ways to order with us. If you're new to HSN, give us a call or go to hsn.com. That is absolutely the fastest way to skip the line. But Marla, what a beautiful piece. And I wish our customer could feel it right through their television screen or right through the monitor. It is delightful to wear. It's not scratchy. It feels cool. It's smooth. It's beautiful.
It's got wonderful lines in it. It covers the icky bit because my tummy, like, you know, we have in this house that I'm renting, there's actually a gym in it. My son gets up every morning and says, come on, you're going to go to the gym. And then I'm like, no, it's too far to go. There doesn't matter how many sit-ups I do. I'm going to have that little bit of tummy. So that's just life.
If you got a little, you're lucky, because after the twins, I'm like a Shar-Pei. So that's never going back. Marla, by the way, Michelle is on Facebook, and she says, what sizes are the girls wearing? So Miss Michelle, in the port color, I'm actually wearing the small today. Sonia, do you know what size you're? The small as well. Kenya, do you know? The large. So Sonia in the oyster is in the small. I am also in the small, and then Miss Kenya in that black is wearing the large. Marla, what would you say? True to size on this one, right?
Totally true to size on this one, because it's It's not a dolman sleeve. It's not an inset sleeve. It's a bird. It's a plane. I don't know how to. It's got a slight angle to it. I find it runs true to size. I don't know, Kenya. How are you feeling in it? Would you like to go up a size, or you like the size?
Do you like? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
it's true.
Perfect on Sonia as well. And you see that front. One of the reasons this works so beautifully is where the linking is. The front linking and the back linking is angled just like the butterfly tee. You were 100% right about that. And that's what gives you just a little bit more room across the tummy, and yet